over 40 people think about it is digital asset or blockchain or Bitcoin is feel like hype. But I think I want to say no hype, just systems.
If you're an artist over 40 navigating digital assets, this channel is for you. Nice. Well, I mean, look, we're going to talk about it. So the main question that I find for a lot of people when I speak to business owners and friends, family artists, and all sorts of people, and all they know is that so many people made a lot of money on this Bitcoin thing, and they just feel like they're chasing this thing, you know? But the simple thing about Bitcoin is that it's just a ledger. It's just a record of transactions. That's it. If you keep it as simple as that, Bitcoin is a record of transactions. So why is that so valuable? There are a couple of a few important words that must be noted when it comes to understanding what Bitcoin is. And we could find ways of making this fun and creative, using it for fun and creative expressions and outlets and things like that. But the simple fact is it's just a ledger. It's just a record of transactions, but it's an immutable ledger. It's a record of transactions that cannot be altered by any one person. It's permanent. It's public. It's shared. So what does that mean? It's like, okay, I get it. Well, imagine you want to store something on a website, or you want to store something in some type of cloud storage drive. We need a subscription, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Bitcoin is that it doesn't necessarily require. Well, let me say that again. It doesn't require a subscription. It's a one-time fee. You put your art on chain one time, and I'll show some examples of art right now. I know this dude. I know these guys as well, which is absolutely hilarious to see this. Guys, I couldn't plan this. This is just live. This is what's happening right now on the Bitcoin blockchain. Okay, we can look at art that's being inscribed or that's pending. We can look at things that have just been etched into the blockchain forever. This could be anybody's art. This could be your song. This could be a game. It could be code. There's script on the website online. This dude is he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. I'll just say it like that.
Wow.
Mr. E. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Mr. E. Wow.
Yeah. This one. Yeah, the cyborgs. Yeah. But maybe we'll get him on the show one day and let him talk to you guys, because he's hilarious, man, in a good way.
Easy E. Come on.
Yeah, it's like Mr. E. But anyway, this is a website that filters out the different types of transactions that happen on Bitcoin. This is another one. It just shows you every transaction. So we can see all of the data for any transaction. So there is no hiding on Bitcoin. Yes, like you can click on one of these and see the transaction, and we can see the wallet addresses. Like, do we know who this is? No, it's just a random set of numbers and letters. But the interesting thing, or scary thing, is that if I knew this was your wallet address, like whoever you are, then I could just see everything that's in this wallet, whatever you're doing. I could dive into the wallet and see if you have any art. We can see if you've how many transactions you've made. So the blockchain is very scary. It's because it's so transparent, it's so open. But at the same time, do we know this person? Like, look at the wallet address. It's look, like, what is this? We don't know what that is. But the scary part is that we could. And there are websites where you can actually label a wallet with a name, let's say. So let's get back to some of the ideas. You know, we can talk about what the blockchain is, but there's also what it means to you and what you can do with it. Because for a lot of us, we're just receiving Bitcoin financial purposes, just to spend, buy stuff, sell, whatever. But on the other side, like I just showed, there are other people that are using the blockchain for totally different reasons, for storage. So Bitcoin itself is also a storage unit, and it's a one-time fee. So I don't want to click on any of these for now. I don't want to give too much attention to any one collection. You could drop text on there. You can drop code on there, HTML. You can drop images, any type of file. You can see so many types of files. You can put them on the blockchain, and they will be essentially there forever. Now, one of the cool things about Bitcoin is that there's this technology called recursion, which allows you to reuse the same asset multiple times. So for example, we put junk on the blockchain. Now, if we put junk on the blockchain, everybody will know who owns it. That one, let's say page after page, you put each page on the chain, right? Mm-hmm. It would all be linked potentially to you. I mean, you could get anybody to inscribe it. It doesn't have to be you directly, but people could follow that wallet and label that junk as an example. Okay.
Yeah. Which is the name of my comic that I'm working on. It's just, yeah. Or that I've done. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and of course, we have a link in the description for you guys to check out Junk. And, we are making music for that and so much more. It's animations are coming. I'm sure everything's, by the time you guys hear this, for all you know, there's more content out there. But we're working on a system here, and that's what this is all about, right? So, digital assets as artists, finding new outlets for our creativity, because we understand that art is equity. It's a simple concept. And it's one of the reasons why many artists will probably never be wealthy, is because we're viewing our art as content, just content, a way to fuel and get more attention. But digital assets give us a chance to have ownership in a different way. That's why I'm presenting this idea, to show that there is ownership. I'm showing you that you can know whose wallet it is. Like, what does that mean? This asset is owned by this person on this chain. Yes, it's a public chain, don't get me wrong, but it's still owned by one person, and they can still decide to use something like recursion to share it with other people. And we said this before, it's not always super easy to make money even on a blockchain. It's totally not. But the fascinating thing is that you now have more control, because Hiroyo, let us know, as it relates to, let's say, something like email, phone numbers, or followers on an account, or people's wallet addresses. How can you look at those 3 ideas, or maybe 4, and kind of balance them, compare them, contrast them, to let us understand the value or the benefits of each one?
Just I can say is something on a blockchain, is NFTs or whatever, inscriptions, whatever, is to stay forever. If you change your, of course, for example, I have my phone number. If I change my phone number, maybe you cannot contact to me, you cannot call to me. But if I share my wallet address, or if you know that, I don't want to share in public, but you can contact me anytime to send your asset or something. So it's kind of beautiful for artists. Is kind of legacy, something like this.
Is it more powerful than email in some way?
It's totally different, but saying ownership is wallet address belongs to you is kind of ownership forever.
I see.
Yeah. If you can stall your C phrase in your mind or to write it down somewhere.
So yeah, maybe that's a bit of a complicated idea. So the whole idea of a seed phrase or private key is essentially, your bank account has this information, but you don't have the information. You and I don't get the keys to your account, to your bank account, to be able to close it at any time or to do whatever we want with it. The difference with the blockchain is that you have full autonomy over your account. And this plays, to me, so well into creators who are so used to, myself included, uploading our stuff to a certain platform, and essentially now, for me, hoping that this platform is going to survive and still be relevant in a decade after I spent so much time doing this. So, I mean, Danny, like, what
their algorithm too, right?
Right, and then exactly keeping up with it. It's totally, and it's fine, but I like the idea of blockchains especially for artists, because it's a one-time fee, not just because the money, because it could be more expensive. It could be $50 or $100, $200, depending on how large the file is, to store it on chain. But once you do, it's just there.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest global network. I'm speaking specifically about Bitcoin, the largest global network ever created. Open network for every human to use. So obviously this network is going to be used to control people, to monitor people. We can't expect it to be anything less. If you look at the internet today compared to what it could have been or what it used to be decades ago, there's far more control now. There's far more reliance on other applications, websites, servers that we use, following their rules, government regulations. And now, of course, it changes all the time. And then now there's even more interesting things happening with AI that make it even easier to control and easier to regulate and easier to copy and easier to steal your art, and it's easier to just use your art, as you said many times, to feed the AI. That's another thing that's interesting about AI. Like, I would tell people for years, like, when AI becomes a thing, you have to understand that it's going to be you. It's going to take everything that you've ever essentially posted online or liked or shared, any way that you've contributed to this thing. So AI is as much yours as it is mine, as it is mine, as it is the creators in its own way, in some way. So how you use it is totally up to you. But if you're not using AI right now, I'm actually really confused. Like it's like they sucked a little bit of your blood, but to make another creature, and then you're just gonna let the creature run all over you. But you should be taming that beast. It's partially you, if I could put it like that. What are your thoughts, Danny? What does it mean like to you? Like with I'm gonna ask you in a different way, and I want to know, because I understand you could have been skeptical in the past in some way, and of course now you might be. And I've said it before: skepticism is healthy, especially when you have art, you have something valuable. It's just not art necessarily, but you have something valuable. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure you put it in the right place, and that the value can be perceived the same way that you feel it is valuable. You want other people you want to have it, like, give it a fighting chance, when you put it out. Mm-hmm. When it comes to blockchains, when it comes to Junk, this incredible comic series, what are some ways off the top that you think could be interesting to share Junk with people? Art, visually, could you see something to do with Junk as a token, like literally just like memes, and people can buy this token and say they got 1 million Junk tokens worth $5,000 just because they like the memes of Junk?
Yeah, and that would be something that would have to be discussed in terms of your, like in BlendsGroup, where you have people who know what they're talking about. So if it's going to be inscribing little pieces of artwork with little animations, or having some sort of video element that we could do, or inscribing panels, or any which way that we can actually display all the hard work that's gone, and it's able to find its value and find its way into people's wallets.
Nice. Yeah, because what we're building is looking at Bitcoin as a long-term reserve, not just because we believe Bitcoin is so great, which I do think Bitcoin is amazing in so many ways, and we'll dive into that in so many other episodes, right? Because people can say what they want. Bitcoin's slow. You guys don't even understand Bitcoin. Like I said, Bitcoin's like a bus. It's just like a bus. You can see on the bus who's on the bus. It's so slow. Do I want to get on this bus? Do I want to be sitting next to that person? Go for it. If you don't, wait for the next block, or the next bus. In this case, is a block. But Bitcoin's fascinating compared to so many super fast blockchains. I have.
I don't want to forget about the mention about the artist or Danny Jank. Okay, so talk about the outlet. We can publish anything, any platforms. Okay. Everything. Why don't you scared to put in your art on blockchain? It's okay. You can sell your comic at the bookstore. Yeah, that's good. Make a digital book to sell on Amazon. That's okay. But why don't you choose doing something on blockchain? I want to say this. Yeah, it's okay. Just only one piece of that is good. It's already there. It's good. Why don't you try it? This is a new time. You can try everything. If you have something about scare about or an anxiety or something like that, it's kind of just a code, right? It's a alphabet and the numbers there. So it's, oh my gosh, it's not the tangible things like, I don't know, it's this, clothes or something, but it's just a system. Okay, right. It's learn step by step, and you feel better. Like me, is still. I said to Justin, Bitcoin is kind of gamble, but I know I know the Bitcoin is.
I thought you were going crazy. I was like, "Are you okay? What's going on? What's
okay. I have an X. I had an X account has over to 2,000 followers, but they banned my account for some reason, and they're gone.
That reason. Yeah, you totally lost your account.
They're gone, right? And then I feel like, oh my God, I don't say it's X is gamble, but I have a so bad feeling about it. I built my something, and then I got over 2,000 followers, but ban. It's just 1 night, 1 minute. Oh my gosh, I can't access it.
Can Bitcoin ban you? Can you be banned on Bitcoin?
No, no,
I'm just
no,
wondering.
no,
I know I'm
no.
joking. Obviously, the answer is no, right?
No.
But yeah, X. I remember that day. I remember those times. You got totally wrecked on X for something so ridiculous. It was not even. It's just so ridiculous. It wasn't even true. But you fight it all you want, but it's gone. That's another part of the blockchain where it's just super transparent. So a couple quick things I want to say. Guys, you're not behind. That's one key, super key point when it comes to digital assets. You're totally not behind. Most of us artists were not taught this kind of way of dealing with things independently, looking for an outlet. Sometimes we were kind of spoon-fed. No offense, but we've used all the different platforms. We've kind of been spoon-fed these platforms. Now, sometimes it might be a matter of taking control of things and putting them in your own hands. So, but I want to know for you guys: are you interested in income or long-term equity? Maybe there's no one answer, but income or long-term equity.
Especially the older that you get, those priorities change.
That's true as well. All right, take it easy.
Cheers.